Okay, dear student, good evening. First of all, yesterday I could not actually see you, could not manifest you. So, for yesterday's, my lots of blessings and well wishes for you people. कि this year be the year of success for you. हमारी तरफ से आप लोगों की बड़ी बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं और मैं मानकर चलता हूं कि यह वर्ष आपके लिए सफलता का वर्ष हो. So my students, today I have to resume the class from the point I have left it the day before yesterday. But earlier than that, we are having and we are maintaining a tradition of solving 5 MCQ questions. So first of all, we have to confront with 5 MCQ questions. Today I think, Mr. Ankur, there are the 6 questions possibly. So just observe here. Question number first. Taxation system was not established in the Rigvedic period. Means कि during Rigvedic period, which of the following factors seems to be the most appropriate for this? Point A, choice A. There was a lack of economic surplus during the Rigvedic period. मतलब आपसे यह पूछा जा रहा है कि ऋग्वैदिक पीरियड में जो टैक्सेशन सिस्टम वो इस्टेब्लिश नहीं था, तो टैक्सेशन सिस्टम को इस्टेब्लिश ना होने की सबसे बड़ी वजह क्या थी? चॉइस ए, देयर वाज अ लैक ऑफ इकोनॉमिक सरप्लस ड्यूरिंग द ऋग्वैदिक पीरियड. चॉइस बी, अर्बन लाइफ हैड नॉट स्टार्टेड इन द ऋग्वैदिक पीरियड. एंड अर्बन लाइफ सी, इन द ऋग्वैदिक पीरियड there was no development of a standing army and professional bureaucracy separate from blood relations. And choice D, during the Rigvedic period, people were not accustomed to paying taxes. Most of them A. Yes, good. You people are brilliant people and you are normally choosing the right answer. Question number 2. What does the term Ratnin denote during later Vedic period? Ratnin. Choice A, state jewels. Choice B, royal crown. C, a class of officers. D, advisor to the king.
C.
Choice number C. Yes, correct. Question number 3. Which of the following is related to the development of administrative structure of Buddha age? Point 1. To maintain the records of royal works. 2. Formation of the Council of Ministers. Point 3. To fix land revenue after land measurement. Point 4. डेवलपमेंट ऑफ लोकल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. मतलब आपसे पूछा जा रहा है कि इसमें से कौन से फैक्टर्स हैं जो बुद्धा एज के एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव स्ट्रक्चर का फीचर्स रहा है, उससे रिलेटेड रहा है. इसमें देयर आर द 4 चॉइसेस एंड चॉइस नंबर ए 1, 3 and 4, चॉइस बी 1, 2 and 3, choice C 2, 3 and 4, and choice D 1, 2, 3 and 4.
A.
Choice number A. A.
Yes.
Okay, my students, I have to give you some reminder. In the question number 3, if you have chosen choice number A, so you have fallen into a trap which I had stressed to catch you up. Point 1, to maintain the records of royal works. You know, the royal record and the royal works, you can say, or the records were being maintained. So that is the correct answer. Formation of the Council of Ministers for the first time, because Sabha and Samiti were replaced. Even in my study material you might have read there. Sabha and Samiti were replaced, and in place of Sabha and Samiti there emerged a Council of Ministers. मतलब आपको सूचना है कि उस समय राजकीय कार्यों का दस्तावेज डॉक्यूमेंट्स मेंटेन होता था, जो पॉइंट नंबर 1 है। और पॉइंट नंबर 2 बोलता है कि सभा और समिति अबोलिश हो गया, उसकी जगह एक काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स मंत्रिपरिषद ने उसका जगह ले ली। एंड पॉइंट 3 टू फिक्स लैंड रेवेन्यू आफ्टर लैंड मेजरमेंट, मतलब कि अब जो भू राजस्व का निर्धारण होगा वह लैंड मेजरमेंट यानी जो भूमि की माप के बाद। एंड फॉर डेवलपमेंट ऑफ लोकल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, तो ये भी करेक्ट है, ये भी करेक्ट है, ये गलत है। बिकॉज लोकल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन मीन्स कि क्षेत्रीय मतलब स्थानीय शासन का विकास उस समय हुआ था। वी आर नॉट हैविंग एनी इंफॉर्मेशन इन दिस रिगार्ड, सो हियर आंसर शुड बी चॉइस नंबर बी। मिस्टर अंकुर, एनी ऑफ हैज टेकन द एंड chosen the choice number B or not?
Yes.
Okay. Question number 4. Which of the following features are common between a tribal structure Vedic period and a feudal structure early medieval age? मतलब हमने आपसे एक क्वेश्चन पूछा है कि दोनों में से जिसको आप ट्राइबल, जैसे मैंने जहां एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन शुरू किया उसमें पहला ही डील किया है, इस क्वेश्चन को तुम अगर करेक्ट कर देते हो तो इट वॉज डेफिनेटली यू कैन सी मीन्स की मैटर ऑफ अ ग्रेटर रिजॉइस फॉर मी, मेरे लिए बड़ी खुशी की बात होगी। बिकॉज वेन एवर आई हैव टॉट यू एंड हैव स्टार्टेड द टॉपिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव स्ट्रक्चर, सो इट वॉज इन द वेरी बिगिनिंग आई जस्ट ट्राई टू कंपेयर बिटवीन अ ट्राइबल स्ट्रक्चर which was being represented by Vedic period and a feudal structure which was the feature of the early medieval age. So solve this question. Point 1, the weak position of the king. You have to find out कि what is common between the two. मतलब दोनों के बीच समान क्या है वो आपको पता करना है। Point 1, the weak position of the king. Point 2, a decentralized administration. Point number 3, the rise of intermediaries between the king and the people. The rise of intermediaries between the king and the people. And code है choice A 1 only, choice B 1 and 2 only, choice C 1 and 3 only, choice D 1, 2 and 3.
Maximum B.
Maximum
B.
Okay, my friends, you have brought me into a good humor. Thank you very much, because you have chosen the right answer. You have taken the right choice 1 and 2, because this is wrong. Because this statement is applicable for early medieval age or the feudal model, but not for tribal model. In tribal model there was no scope for intermediaries. मतलब यह सामंती संरचना में मध्यस्थ और बिचौलिए होते हैं, लेकिन जनजातीय संरचना में मध्यस्थ और बिचौलिए नहीं हो सकते हैं। तो ये गलत हो गया था और आप लोगों ने बहुत सही सिलेक्ट किया है, इसलिए मैं बहुत हैप्पी हूं एंड थैंक यू वेरी मच। एंड नेक्स्ट वन, व्हेन डिड ग्राम एंड विलेज बिकेम द लोएस्ट यूनिट ऑफ एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन? चॉइस सी ऋग्वैदिक पीरियड, चॉइस बी लेटर वैदिक पीरियड, चॉइस सी बुद्धा एज एंड चॉइस डी मौर्य एज। Yes, C is the correct answer. Now one question on reasoning. From Vedic period to Maurya period, the administrative structure was growing towards being more centralized. Reasoning, the king was turning to be more ambitious and active. Choice A, both A and R are correct, and A is the correct explanation of R. Oh, ulta. R is the correct explanation for A. Oh. is Mr. Ankur? That should be counter checked. C, A is correct but R is incorrect, and D, A is incorrect but R is correct. A. ओहो, जहां किस्ती मेरी डूबी वहां पानी बहुत कम था. You people have solved such a challenging question, but it was merely in a trivial question. You have been caught up. How is it possible? How can you select A? Read the statement again.
No, it's coming B.
No B, C. The king was turning to be ambitious and active. We are not having any evidence. If administrative structure was growing more and more centralized, it was due to the fact that now from Vedic period to Maurya period, the economy started to generate surplus. So it was the surplus generation which made the state more powerful, because taxation system was established, professional bureaucracy could come into existence, a standing army could have been established. So it all depends over the surplus production, the generation of surplus. We cannot make such a claim that no, it was a miracle, and so that's why here your answer should be choice number C. Now come to the point in administrative structure we were doing here. In the previous class we have solved up to this one, Maurya administration, post Maurya. What was the last one, Mr. Ankur? Oh, Maurya administration possibly I have started. So far I am recalling. Yes, Maurya period. Actually, my students, just now come to the point, because here I have informed you, in fact, during Maurya period, actually, once again, I am just suggesting you people are supposed to underline the elements of changes. मतलब आप लोगों को परिवर्तन को रेखांकित करना है. So my suggestion is कि while moving from one topic to another topic, always try to underline the changes. And once again, I am reminding you, you will never forget my formula. If you will forget my formula, then whole of my scheme would be spoiled. Political, economic, social and cultural, and from period to period you have to underline the changes. What are the facts? These are simply examples. They are not existing independently. Okay? So now just observe the position of the king. And whenever you are going through Maurya period, always try to compare with pre-Maurya period, means with Buddha age. So you have to make a comparative study. We have not to view any topic independently. Rather, this topic should be compared with the topic, just you can say previous topic or subsequent topic. मतलब आप जब कोई काल विशेष को पढ़ना, तो मेरा सजेशन यह है कि आप उसको इंडिपेंडेंटली मत पढ़ना. आप उसे या तो पिछले टॉपिक से या अगले टॉपिक से तुलना करते हुए, दोनों से तुलना करते हुए पढ़ना. तो जैसे अगला तो अभी तो आपने नहीं पढ़ा है, जब अगला पढ़ोगे तो इसलिए प्रीवियस से ही आपको कंपेयर करना पड़ेगा. तो अब किंग्स पावर इंक्रीज, बिकॉज आई हैव इन्फॉर्म्ड यू कि अर्लियर द बेसिस ऑफ द रॉयल पावर वाज सिंपली धर्मशास्त्र, एंड धर्मशास्त्र सिंपली गिव द किंग द पावर टू इन्फोर्स द एग्जिस्टिंग लॉज. मतलब जो धर्मशास्त्र था वो राजा को केवल जो प्रचलित कानून है, वो प्रचलित कानून को इन्फोर्स करने का पावर देता था. But now even Arthashastra became the basis of royal power, and Arthashastra could give more discretionary power to the kings. more discretionary power. Now Arthashastra I will come to know कि basically it has stated कि king was not simply supposed to enforce the existing laws, but king could even make new laws according to the changing exigencies of the time. मतलब अगर राजा जो समझे तो नए कानून भी बना सकता है, तो ज्यादा पावर दे दिया. सेकेंड वन आई हैव टोल्ड यू कि देवानाम पियदशी. इन द प्रीवियस क्लास आई हैव टोल्ड यू, दैट वाज माय लास्ट लेक्चर, कि देवानाम पियदशी एम्पली प्रूव्स दैट कि now the king was inclined to abolish the Brahman intermediaries and to develop direct relationship with God. So it reflected the ambition of the Mauryan monarchs who tried to put a check over the power of Brahmin intermediaries. मतलब कि जो मौर्य शासक थे, देवानाम प्रियदर्शी का टाइटल, यानी देवानाम प्रियदर्शी संस्कृत और वही पाली में हो जाता है प्रियदर्शी, वो टाइटल चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य ने भी लिया था और वही टाइटल अशोका ने भी लिया. देन थर्ड वन एस्पेक्ट कि whenever I will discuss with you later, whenever I will teach you culture part, कि अशोका is given the credit to have issued so many inscriptions, royal inscriptions. So one of his royal inscriptions were known as 14 major rock edicts. So in these 14 major rock edicts, there is the one place is Dhauli, Dhauli edge at Odisha, Dhauli and Jogar. Dhauli and Jogra, you can mention two terms. So Dhauli situated in Odisha. So in Dhauli inscription of Ashoka, Ashoka has declared कि all subjects are my children. All subjects are my children. All subjects are my children means कि सारी प्रजा मेरी संतान है. So just my students, give me the hint कि if the monarch is making a claim कि all subjects are my children, so in the royal parlance, he is gaining the power or losing the power. अगर किंग अगर इस तरह का डिक्लेयर करता है कि सारी प्रजा मेरी संतान है, तो पावर गेन करता है या पावर लूज करता है? You people will type because you people have to communicate with me. If he gains in power, then please type point 1. If he loses the power, just type point 2. Be fast. Gaining. Yes. You are brilliant people. No problem. Gaining. Why gaining? अब suppose I am just visualizing an incident. You are moving in it. You are moving in a train, and some nearby traveler whose age is just like your father's age, he just while tapping your back, he says, you are my child. One of my son is just like you. अब either are you losing the power or gaining the power? I mean the whole route you have to serve this guy. If you are smoking, you cannot smoke before him. He had to move somewhere, and then you have to manage the situation. And then after, just you can say boarding out from the train, this guy will simply once again tap you, कि God may bless you, and he will move. But in the whole of the travel trip, and in whole of the trip, you are bound to serve him, to arrange water, to arrange food, to arrange all sorts of things. So here you can see, just like my children, so king is gaining and people are losing. तो मतलब हम ये कहना चाहते हैं कि अगर अशोका ने ऐसा क्लेम किया कि सारी प्रजा मेरी संतान है, तो that is reflecting the welfare nature of the state, and in this welfare nature of a state, that was normally the king was gaining in power, because now the king could intervene into the personal life of his people as well. अब राजा जो है वो पर्सनल लाइफ में भी इंटरवेन कर सकता है. अब देखो सेंट्रल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. In central administration, according to Arthashastra, 18 tirthas, or you will find the term tirthas, or you will find here the Mahamatras. 18 tirthas or Mahamatras and 27 adhyakshas. 27 adhyakshas. 18 tirthas or Mahamatras and 27 adhyakshas. If you will go through the adhyakshas, you will come to realize a long list of officers, Kupyadhyaksha, Potwadhyaksha, Panyadhyaksha. Kupyadhyaksha means the head of, forest or superintendent of forest, Kupyadhyaksha. Ganikadhyaksha, the head of, you can say, dancers or the, dancers or the pros. Then you can say the head of Lohadhyaksha, head of the mining. Panyadhyaksha, the head of trade. Potwadhyaksha, the head of weight and measures, the superintendent of weight and measures. So in this way, you will find that the 27 adhyakshas. There is a very long list of the adhyakshas, So the growing number of officers is just giving you the hint, the growing number of officers. Now, the state was giving more and more emphasis over administrative centralization. So it is giving a hint towards growing centralization.
निखिल MCQ 6 के लिए कह रहे हैं कि the king to be active in war and ambition to build big kingdom.
That is symptom, that is result, not cause of centralization. Nikhil, that is not the cause of centralization in the question number 6. That is the result. King was turning to be ambition when situation allowed. And situation was being allowed through economic changes, the economic surplus. So it was not the cause. So you find here the 27 adhyakshas, and then empire was divided into provinces. 4 major provinces: north, south, east and west. The capital of western province was Ujjain, northern province was Takshila, the eastern province was Toshali. Toshali means already know that is Dhauli, and the fourth one Suvarnagiri. So that was its capital. So there were the 4 provincial capitals. In provincial capital, an officer, he was appointed. The name of the officer was Kumara. Yes, Mr. Ankur.
Sir, Anshul कह रहे हैं कि sir, but sir, you had said that king's position got strengthened from Vedic to early medieval age.
No, not early medieval age.
Anshul,
I have told you the position of the king was strengthened from Vedic period to Maurya period. Just recall my diagram, A to B. From B to C, once again the king was started to lose the power. From Maurya period onwards. So that's why you can say whenever you are reaching up to early medieval age, Anshul, so you can very well compare the position of the king between the Vedic period and early medieval age. During Vedic period, there was a tribal structure. And during early medieval age, that was the feudal structure. One point of was common between the two. The position of the king was weak. So my diagram is reflecting that one thing, Mr. Anshul. Just try to recall.
Sir, question number 4 का second point.
Today you people are having some point of objection. No problem. Question number who? Nilay. Yes, Nilay. You are just told me. You have just told me to revise the question number 4. Which point?
Second.
A decentralized administration. Yes. Because in Vedic people the travel structure, so you cannot imagine the centralization. So lack of centralization means decentralized. And point third, the rise of intermediaries. So rise of intermediaries was applicable for the feudal age but not for tribal period, or you can say the Vedic period. It was for early medieval age. So that's why I have just omitted it, and 1 and 2 I have.
Aditya can say Dholi is currently known as.
Currently, what is the name of the district I don't know, but at that time it was known as Toshali later. Dholi and Jogra.
Okay, sir.
Cultural name today, even today, is Dholi, but what is the exact district in Dholi, so I am not recalling. In Odisha.
एक दो बच्चे कह रहे हैं सर प्लीज रिपीट प्रोविंस नेम.
In province, I have told you कि actually Western province. I am just writing with then you will find Western province. Western province, the capital was Ujjain. Northern, the capital Takshila. Eastern, Toshali, and southern Suvarnagiri. And normally you can say as a provincial governor, 2 type of officers were being appointed at that time. One was called Kumara, another was called Ariputra. So you will find here the 2 names, Kumara and Ariputra. So here also, as some scholars try to put the emphasis, actually in provincial administration in Kumara, so there was the better scope for administrative centralization. मतलब province में भी जो प्रशासनिक केंद्रीयकरण है उस प्रशासनिक केंद्रीयकरण की बेहतर गुंजाइश है. Because here I am giving the example कि beneath Kumara there was a council of ministers, as in center there was the council of ministers. So even in province there was a council of ministers. मतलब कि province में भी प्रांत में भी एक मंत्री परिषद होती थी, council of ministers. अब you will find here the difference in their position. The difference in their position in central administration, this council of ministers was almost defunct. It was simply having an advisory role, and this advice given by council to the monarch was not binding on him. But in case of provincial administration we can't say that this advice was binding, but a council of ministers was given the right to directly convey any sensitive information directly to the center while surpassing Kumara. Now, can you imagine that if council of ministers was just sending the sensitive information to the center while surpassing or bypassing Kumara? It means it was some tool adopted by the central government to maintain centralization in provincial administration. You know, there is the Buddhist text, its name was Divya Vadana, so which is giving information in this regard. मतलब मैंने आपको बताया कि जैसे कुमार के नीचे काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स है, जैसे सेंटर में है, तो सेंटर में तो चलिए उनका एडवाइजरी रोल है, उसको किंग माने ना माने कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. प्रोविंस में काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स को ज्यादा पावरफुल बना दिया गया. उसको कहा गया कि अगर कोई संवेदनशील, कोई सेंसिटिव मैटर है तो उसको आप कुमार को इन्फॉर्म नहीं भी कर सकते हो, डायरेक्ट सेंटर को भेज दो. इस तरह से कुमार पर तो चेक पड़ा, तो दैट इज अ मेथड ऑफ चेक एंड बैलेंस इन प्रोविंशियल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, यू नो. इस तरह से मौर्य ने उसको ये किया. अब नाउ यू आर कमिंग टू डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. इन डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन यू कैन से कि यहां पर जो डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन होता था, इसमें यू विल कम टू नो अबाउट द 3 ऑफिसर्स नॉर्मली, एंड दिस ऑफिसर्स इज युक्ता, रज्जुका एंड प्रादेशिका. युक्ता, रज्जुका एंड प्रादेशिका. अब प्रादेशिका वॉज अकाउंटेबल फॉर कॉमन एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, मीन्स कि द प्रादेशिका वॉज इंटाइटल्ड टू मेंटेन द लॉ एंड ऑर्डर. जो प्रादेशिका है उसको कानून व्यवस्था बनाए रखना है. रज्जुका वॉज एसोसिएटेड विद द कलेक्शन ऑफ रेवेन्यू, and particularly at his 27th regnal year, Ashoka even assigned to Rajuka some a specific duty, and that was to maintain the administration in countryside. Countryside means in the village side. मतलब कि देखो जो राजुका है वो तो सामान्यतः भू राजस्व के प्रशासन के लिए उत्तरदायी था, लेकिन अपने शासन के 27वें वर्ष में अशोक ने उसे ग्रामीण प्रशासन का अधिभार भी दे दिया. देन यू आर कमिंग टू युक्ता. युक्ता वॉज बेसिकली एन स्क्राइब. स्क्राइब मीन्स कि एज ए क्लर्क ही वॉज जस्ट मेंटेनिंग द रिकॉर्ड ऑफ द डिस्ट्रिक्ट. उसका काम था जिला के प्रशासन के कागजात को, दस्तावेज को मेंटेन करना. अब यू आर जस्ट कमिंग बीनेथ दिस डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, सो यू विल कन्फ्रंट विथ अ न्यू यूनिट, एंड दिस न्यू यूनिट वॉज व्हाट? That was a group of villages, local administration, and this local administration was what? A group of villages. Whenever you are observing a group of villages, so there you find the 2 different officers. One was Gopa. Another was Asthanika. The officer like Gopa was accountable for the common administration. Gopa. And Asthanika for land revenue administration. मतलब जो गोपा नामक ऑफिसर है वो सामान्य प्रशासन को देखता है, और स्थानिका भू राजस्व प्रशासन को देखता है, लैंड रेवेन्यू एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. बट माय स्टूडेंट्स, यू आर इन्फॉर्म्ड हियर कि गोपा वाज इवन असाइन्ड सम ए स्पेसिफिक ड्यूटी, एंड एडिशनल ड्यूटी ऑफ गोपा वाज टू कंडक्ट सेंसस. एंड सम स्कॉलर बिलीव्स, रोमिला थापर सेज कि इफ Mauryan administration could have conducted census at local level, it means that the state was much conscious about the knowledge of the actual number of taxpayers. And if a state was so conscious, it means that a state was more inclined for administrative centralization. It was also indicative of administrative centralization. मतलब देखो गोपा है, गोपा का एक काम क्या है गोप का, कि वो जनगणना, सेंसस जनगणना को भी कंडक्ट करेगा. और अगर वो जनगणना, तो बताओ उस समय स्टेट अगर जनगणना करवाता है, इसका मतलब है कि टैक्स पेयर्स जो रेवेन्यू देने वाले हैं, थोड़ा एक टेम्परेचर कम कर, जो रेवेन्यू देने वाले हैं टैक्स पेयर्स, उनके नंबर्स को नोटिस करता है. तो ये तो अपने आप में एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सेंट्रलाइजेशन है, ये तो समझ सकते हैं. अब विलेज was the lowest unit of administration, and in village you will find the 2. One is Gramika was just like the head of the village. Yes.
नेहाई कह रही है कि सर पीडीएफ में रजुका मेंशन है एज अ लैंड रेवेन्यू सिस्टम, बट सर सेड अस्थानिका. पीडीएफ में रजुका मेंशन है एज अ लैंड रेवेन्यू सिस्टम, but sir said Asthanika.
Oh ho. Neha, you are not
Nehai. Yes.
Nehai, you have not paid proper attention to my speech. I have given the right of land revenue administration to Rajuka, but at district level. and Asthanika at a group of villages, means ki block level. In today's context, one is district collector, another is BDO or CO. So Nihayaka, I am right. You have committed, possibly you have mistaken here as you have confused with the two names, Asthanika and Rajuka. Both are the officers at two different level of administration. Rajuka at district level and Asthanika at block level, but same work. At that time, not blocks, a group of villages. Nihai, I am possibly, am I right?
Sir, sir, it means Maurya Empire fully based administrative centralization.
Who? Hers, if you have just offered it as an optional subject, and I would have taught you in optional, then I could have disagreed with you. Why? It is due to the fact, according to the traditional historiography, Mauryan administration is supposed to be centralized. Okay? And here you know, presently, when a new light of historiography appeared, the same Nobila Thapar had revised her old view. Apart from that, Gerald Fussman and some other scholars, they have put a question mark to the extent of centralization under Mauryas. They believe that basically the Indian empire was having a continental size you can say, although it was a subcontinent. So any administrative structure in India which developed in any time, including Mauryas to Mughals or even to the British, so they remain in character either feudal or federal. In present republic federal. तो कंप्लीट सेंट्रलाइजेशन आज नहीं माना जाता है, लेकिन हाँ, अगर हम अगले और पिछले कालों से उसको कंपेयर करते हैं तो इट अपीयर्स टू बी मोर सेंट्रलाइज्ड. तो ये है. लेकिन हाँ, आपको प्रीलिम्स में पढ़ना है क्योंकि, और आपको जनरल स्टडीज में आपको पढ़ना है, तो आपको उस हिस्टोग्राफिकल करंट से कोई लेना देना नहीं है. सो दैट्स व्हाई इन सम टोटल इट अपीयर्स टू बी सेंट्रलाइज्ड. दैट्स ऑल. लेकिन हमने आपको इसलिए जवाब दिया क्योंकि आपने क्वेश्चन हमसे कर दिया कि इसका मतलब है कि टोटली सेंट्रलाइज्ड है. तो इन सोशल साइंस इट वाज ए मैटर ऑफ कॉम्परेटिव स्टडी कि सेंट्रलाइजेशन टू व्हाट एक्सटेंट.
सर कुछ कह रहे हैं युक्ताज, प्रदीक्षा और महामात्रा.
क्या
उसके बारे में?
महामात्रा देखो माय स्टूडेंट्स, एट सेंट्रल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, एट लेवल ऑफ सेंट्रल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन यू कैन से कि यू विल फाइंड द नेम ऑफ द ऑफिसर्स तीर्थास, 18 तीर्थास and 27 adhyakshas. Another name for tirtha was Mahamatra. Although in place of Mahamatra, even you can use the term Mahamatya. In Sanskrit Mahamatya, in Pali Mahamatra. देखो संस्कृत और पाली में क्या होता है कि व्यंजन समझते हो, कॉन्सोनेंट्स तुम लोग पढ़ते हो, वॉवेल और कॉन्सोनेंट्स, तो व्यंजन हिंदी में बोलते हैं उसको. तो क्या होता है कि संस्कृत में तुम कहते हो धर्म, तो हाँ धर्म में क्या है कि मौ के ऊपर एक रेफ होता है. जो एक्सक्लूसिव इन इंग्लिश में फाइंड डिफिकल्टी. अब व्हाट इज द रेफ ऑफ इंग्लिश आई कांट से. तो धर्म तो वो हुआ, उसको कहते हैं संयुक्त व्यंजन. तो संस्कृत में संयुक्त व्यंजन चलता है. और जब पाली की बात होगी तो संस्कृत जैसे धर्म बोलेगा तो पाली उसको धम्म कहेगा, मोमो संयुक्त धम्म. तो अब संस्कृत बोलता है महामात्या, तो पाली बोलता है महामात्र. सो इट वॉज सिंपली अ डिफरेंस इन, यू कैन से द डिफरेंस इन प्रोनाउंसिएशन or rather you can say the difference in phonetics between the Sanskrit and Pali, nothing else. So in central administration you will find the highest group of officers, means suppose you can say IAS officers. So just like it is a group of the highest officers in the empire, Tirtha or Mahamatra. All the important posts, even including the post of Adhyakshas, were posted, or Adhyakshas you can say fielded, by the highest officers like Tirthas or Mahamatras. Then you are coming to district level. In district level, Rajukas, just like the present collector, you can say. A collector becomes the DM, so he was the administrative head as well, but exclusively the collector as well. So Rajuka was the collection of tax. And then next one, युक्तास. सो इन डिस्ट्रिक्ट यू कैन से 3 तरह के ऑफिसर्स हैं. एक तो रजुकाज हुआ जो ओवरऑल देखता है, मतलब वो रेवेन्यू का कलेक्शन करता है. युक्ताज उसका रिकॉर्ड रखता है. इट वाज जस्ट लाइक एस्क्राइब. आई हैव यूज्ड द टर्म एस्क्राइब इन इंग्लिश. दैट इज कॉल्ड क्लर्क. और प्रादेशिका वाज द कॉमन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर. प्रादेशिका वाज द लॉ एंड ऑर्डर. रजुका वाज लैंड रेवेन्यू एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, मीन्स की कलेक्शन ऑफ रेवेन्यू, maintaining the record of income and expenditure. So that was the duty of Rajuka. And later in 27th regnal year, Ashoka has given him some additional duty as well. And Yukta he was a clerk or a scribe. Okay. But my topic is not over. Mauryan administration was the such administration which participated even in economic activities of the time. The Maurya state could maintain its own agrarian field and it could carry its own agriculture under an officership Adhyaksha. Likewise, the Maurya state could even conduct its own commercial activities or mercantile activities under an officer Panyadhyaksha. मतलब राज्य कृषि करवाता था, राज्य व्यापार में हिस्सा लेता था. एंड स्टेट यूज्ड टू मेंटेन इवन इट्स ओन क्राफ्ट्स. ऑन सम स्पेसिफिक क्राफ्ट द स्टेट वाज हैविंग मोनोपोली. फॉर एग्जांपल माइनिंग, फॉर एग्जांपल आयरन वर्क, फॉर एग्जांपल शिप मेकिंग. तो स्टेट का अगर इकोनॉमिक फील्ड में इतना एक्टिविटीज बढ़ रहा है, तो इट वाज गिविंग अ हिंट टुवर्ड्स सेंट्रलाइजेशन और डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन. यू कैन वेरी वेल इमेजिन. That is the growing centralization. And the last but not the least, Ashoka propagated the policy of Dhamma. So under the policy of Dhamma, Ashoka adopted welfare measures. I'll discuss in culture, Ashoka and Dhamma. That is not my topic here. I will deal with this topic in culture part. So Ashoka conducted the policy of Dhamma. And Dhamma denoted the welfare work. So my students, please give me the information. Ashoka and Dhamma is giving a hint towards growing centralization or decentralization. Point 1 centralization and point 2 decentralization. Be fast. Point 1 centralization. Yes. Ab Ashoka, you can say Ashoka could even appoint some specific officers, some specific group of officers. He was Dham Mahamatra, and Dham Mahamatra could have even intervened into the personal life of the people. My friends, you can very well imagine. It does not give a hint towards centralization. Dham Mahamatra even started to give the moral sermon to the people. Dham Mahamatra could promote the Dhamma and instruct the people what to do and what not to do. If a state was going to be so active and so intrusive Is it not centralization? Definitely you people have chosen the right answer. That is the point number 1. Okay. Maurya period is over. Now move to post Maurya. Post Maurya. A multi-state system of the features of post Maurya you can say, but post Maurya period. Now here you can better to discuss about the certain common features. My students, so far you people have gained the knowledge that during post Maurya period, whether are you going to underline growing centralization or growing decentralization? Please inform me. Growing centralization point 1, growing decentralization point 2. During post Maurya period, from Maurya period, have you noticed growing centralization point 1 or the decline of centralization point 2? Two, yes, you people are right. Up here, observe here the king. A king started to take the pompous titles. Pompous titles. Pompous titles का मतलब हुआ भारी भरकम उपाधियां राजा लेने लगे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, राजातिराजा, राजातिराजा, महाराजा. So such titles were being adopted by king, Rajatiraja, Maharaja, etc. Now my students, give me a hint. If that king was taking the higher titles, was it denotive of or was it reflective of the fact the king was gaining in power? Was it reflective of the fact the king was gaining in power? Absolutely not. Why? As we are informed, during this period, the certain dynasties like Shakaz, Kushanas, Shatavahanas, they used to defeat Indian kings. But now a new political culture started during this period. And this new political culture was even reflected in the late portion of Arthashastra. And this political culture was known as Dharma Vijay. Means that the Shaka ruler, Kushana ruler and Satvahana rulers, Shaka rulers, Kushana rulers and Satvahana rulers, they used to defeat Indian kings. But after defeating them, they could not have removed them. Rather maintain them as their subordinate kings, and these subordinate kings used to provide to them the regular revenue and gift. So now the status of the subordinate kings was just like a state within the state. मतलब जो किंग का स्टेटस है वो स्टेट के अंदर स्टेट वाला हो गया. जो किंग है वो अपना पकड़ मजबूत करता है उसके अधीन. जैसे आपको बताया जाता है कि जो पहले शातवाहना का, शका का, कुशाना का ये जो डायनेस्टीज है उसने इंडियन किंग्स को जो वो डिफीट करते थे तो उसको रिमूव हटाते नहीं थे, उनको सबऑर्डिनेट किंग के बने रहने देते थे, उनसे टैक्स लेते थे और उनसे गिफ्ट लेते थे. तो इसका मतलब हुआ स्टेट विद इन द स्टेट. सो देयर वाज द क्रिएशन ऑफ अ हायरार्की. इज इट क्लियर? सो एक्चुअली अब here I have mentioned about the latter portion of Arthashastra. Why? Because Arthashastra was not, you can say, any systematic text. Arthashastra was compiled through centuries. A part of Arthashastra corresponded to pre-Maurya period, a major part to Maurya period, and some part even to post-Maurya period. So the part which was associated with post-Maurya period, there you find the term Dharma Vijay. Dharma Vijay. So there are the three different types of conquest. Vijay means conquest. Three different types of conquest. One type of conquest was, that is called Asura. One type of conquest was Dharma Vijay, which is the very superior type of conquest and very good quality of conquest, you can say. Means you are defeating some king, but you are not going to remove him, you are not going to destroy him, you allowed him to rule as a subordinate king. So that is Dharma type of Vijay, and that is commendable. If you have conquered some region and removed the king with his family, removed the king and took the region into your hand, so that is Adharma type of Vijay. Means ki sinful act. And if someone is going to defeat a king and then after defeating to kill him along with his family, so that is Rakshasa type of conquest or Asura type of conquest. So that was, you can say, quite, you can say, heinous, and it should be discarded. So Dharma type of conquest is the best type of conquest, but my students, if you are doing the Dharma type of conquest, it means you are creating a state within the state. So in future it is going to create a feudal hierarchy. A problem is that you have allowed a subordinate king to rule. So it is an avowed duty and it is your compulsion. You have to take such a higher or pompous title which can make a distinction between you and your subordinate king. So if your subordinate king is taking the title like Raja, so in order to distinguish your position, you are taking the title like Maharaja or Rajati Raja. मतलब कि आपका अगर सर्वेंट श्री की उपाधि ले लेता है तो आपकी मजबूरी है कि आप श्री श्री 108 की उपाधि ले लें. अगर वो ले लेता है सबॉर्डिनेट किंग की उपाधि तो आपकी मजबूरी है कि आप राजा, अगर वो राजा का टाइटल ले रहा है तो आप महाराजा का टाइटल ले लें, आप राजाति राजा का टाइटल ले लें. सो दिस इज द पॉइंट. आर यू क्लियर और एनी कंफ्यूजन? इफ यू विल मेक मी ओके देन आई विल मूव फर्दर. मिस्टर अंकुर, आस्क माय स्टूडेंट्स, आर दे क्लियर? Okay, so this is the one feature, and my students, here I have to inform you that this feature has to continue even in future. The trend has just started. Certain trends have started, and these trends have to continue even in Gupta period, in post-Gupta period, in early medieval age, etc. So it will continue up to early medieval age. Then second one feature is कि king started to make a claim for divine, make a claim for divinity. Now here the point is, it is additional feature. King is making a bigger claim for divinity. The king is making a bigger claim for divinity. Means कि now the king started to compare himself with God. For example, Kushana king could take the title like Devputra, and Satvahana kings used to compare themselves with the four important gods of the time. Four important gods: Krishna, Balaram, Bhima and Arjuna. तो अब question arises कि why did they make such a claim? Because it is widely believed कि in fact, अब some of the dynasties like Shaka and Kushanas were having the foreign origin. So there was a major challenge for them to ensure their acceptance in Indian society. So if they could have attached their relationship with God, so they might have got the easy acceptance within Indian society. So it was with this purpose they might have done so. In case of Satavahana king, you can say that the Satavahanas, although they even made a claim for a Brahmana status, but the truth is that they belonged to the tribal stock earlier. So they came from tribal stock. So they were also searching some upgrading in their lineage. Lineage means the dynastic hierarchy. So even with this purpose, even Satavahanas have taken the title like the divine right of kingship. तो मैं आपको कहना चाहता हूं कि किंग अपना जो कंपैरिजन देवताओं से करने लगे तो उसके पीछे उनका मकसद ये था कि कुछ तो फॉरेन ओरिजिन के थे तो उनको इंडिया में अपना एक्सेप्टेंस चाहिए होता, और कुछ ट्राइबल ओरिजिन के थे तो उनको भी अपना हायरार्की को ऊंचा उठाना चाहिए था. तो दिस वाज द केस. तो पॉइंट नंबर 2 इज क्लियर. अब नाउ व्हाट अबाउट द ऑफिसर्स यू कैन से. तो थर्ड यू कैन से द नंबर ऑफ ऑफिसर्स वेर रिड्यूस्ड. Number of officers were reduced because it is due to the fact that here you can say actually land grants started during this period. If land grants started, if someone is going to ask you when did land grants started and which dynasty should be given the credit, so you will choose Satavahana kings. They introduced the land grant for the first time in first century BC. The first grant was given in 1st century BC, and it was given to a priest who was performing a sacrifice. मतलब यज्ञ कराने वाले पुरोहित को 1st century BC में पहला लैंड ग्रांट दिया गया. It was the example of the first land grant, that is the 1st century BC. And once Satavahanas started, so it was quickly followed even by other dynasties like Shakaj, Kushanas, etc., etc. So in this way you can say if the land grants started, so earlier grants were the religious in nature. They were the religious grants and they were given to Brahmanas and Buddhist monks. They were given to Brahmanas and Buddhist monks. And as the here you have to observe even that is you can say land grants. So the earlier grants were given in the peripheral regions. Earlier grants were given to peripheral regions, मतलब दूरवर्ती क्षेत्रों में. So actually these were the forest regions normally, in the vicinity of forest. So if in the vicinity of forest, so the tribal people were living there and you are giving grants to the region and to the you can say different houses and the Brahmins and Buddhist monks. So the Buddhist monks and Brahmins, they came in touch with the tribal people. And they just try to educate them about the disciplined life, the civic life, and even educated them about agriculture, because they were doing earlier you can say hunting practices. So tribals were being molded to discard the hunting practices and to adopt agriculture. So Brahmins and Buddhist monks, they were working as the mouthpiece of the kings in the remote areas. Earlier the same task could have been given to the officers. So obviously you can say the number of officers were reduced. And what Ashoka has tried to propagate through policy of Dhamma, because Ashoka का मैं आपको धम्मा पॉलिसी बताऊंगा, तो अशोका ने क्या किया? अशोका ने लोगों को एजुकेट किया, ट्राइबल्स को एजुकेट किया कि आप हंटिंग छोड़ दीजिए, आप ऐसे लाइफ को दीजिए करिए, वैसा करिए. तो इसमें हिस्टोरियंस ये कहते हैं कि अशोका ने अपने पॉलिसी ऑफ धम्मा के थ्रू आर्यन कल्चर को स्प्रेड करने की कोशिश की. अशोका जस्ट ट्राइड टू स्प्रेड हिज यू कैन से आर्यन कल्चर थ्रू हिज पॉलिसी ऑफ धम्मा. But what role was played earlier by Ashoka, the same role was being, the Ashokan Dhamma, so same role was being played by now Buddhist, or you can say Buddhist and Buddhist monks एंड द ब्राह्मण प्रिस्ट। तो ये था उनका। अब इसके बाद एक फैक्टर और भी मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि बेसिकली during this period, in post-Maurya period, there were certain tribal regions. So in tribal regions, it was very difficult to maintain the normal administration. So in the tribal region, a specific type of officers were appointed by certain dynasties. For example, the Satavahanas continued to appoint an officer that is called Golmika. Golmika in tribal region, so that Golmika could have the control over the tribal people, because the tribal people were not going to follow the limits set by the state, so they needed some, you can say, a strong administration with the proper coercive power. So that's why a specific officers like Golmika was appointed. Then you will find the name of an officer that is called Herenka. And Greeks, you can say, not Herenka, sorry. Greeks appointed an officer, Indo-Greeks, this was the Satavahana. Indo-Greeks appointed an officer, his name was Stratego. Stratego was an officer, so he was exclusively appointed in a tribal region in order to maintain the discipline and to place discipline over the tribal people. तो यही है। हाँ, एक स्पेसिफिक चीज आप ये कह सकते हो कि सातवाहना डायनेस्टी में एक चीज आपको बड़ा यूनिक दिखेगा कि बेसिकली सातवाहना किंग्स वर देमसेल्व्स टेकिंग द टाइटल ऑफ हिज मदर। फॉर एग्जांपल, गौतमी पुत्र शतकर्णी, वशिष्ठ पुत्र पुलुमयी, मीन्स कि दे वर गिविंग मोर प्रायोरिटी टू मदर इन देयर नेम इन प्लेस ऑफ देयर फादर। Likewise, even in case of officers, sometime you will be surprised कि the male officers was known even with his female spouse or female counterpart. For example, there was an officer Senapati, so along with Senapati there was a provision for Senapatni. तो सेनापति के वाइफ को भी डेकोरेट किया जाता था, उसको भी रेस्पेक्ट दिया जाता था, उसको सेनापत्नी कहा जाता था। It is a matter of surprise कि why did Satvahana was giving so much priority to the female elements in their royal duties and their bureaucracy. So initially some officers were getting confusion कि possibly under Satavahanas the matriarchal pattern of society was existed, but not. On the basis of research, it has almost been refuted. Ki no, not such a society. Society was already patriarchal, but it was a matter of chance. Ki possibly it might have been a tribal hangover, or the hangover of the old tribal system, because in the tribal structure, the women are enjoying the stronger role, a stronger position and the prestigious position. So it may be the hangover from a tribal society, तो यही हो सकता है जनजातीय प्रभाव हो, और तो कोई बड़ी बात नहीं लिखती है। तो यही पोस्ट मौर्य पीरियड इज ओवर। मिस्टर अंकुर, एवरीथिंग ओके?
यस।
अब नाउ मूव टू गुप्ता पीरियड। गुप्ता पीरियड। अब वंस अगेन हियर यू कैन से किंग। अब किंग्स, the pompous titles, the same features, you should not get confused. Pompous titles, pompous titles, और भी बड़ा titles, परमेश्वरा, परम भट्टारका. The Gupta kings were taking the pompous titles like Parmeshwara, Param Bhattarka, Maharaja Dhiraja. These are the titles taken by Guptan kings, Why? So obviously you can say that there were subordinate officers as well as the defeated kings who existed under Guptas. So in order to make their position distinctive, they have taken such the pompous and higher titles, मतलब गुप्ता किंग के अधीन बहुत सारे पराजित राजा और सामंत थे, तो उन राजाओं और सामंतों से अपनी स्थिति को अलग करने के लिए गुप्त शासकों ने इस तरह के टाइटल्स लिए थे। Next one you find कि beneath the king you will find an officer that is known as नहीं सही first feature. Second one feature, the king was making the claim, king's claim for divinity. Claim for divinity. My students, you should not get confused because these two features had to continue up to early medieval age, जो समय के साथ बढ़ता ही जाएगा. क्योंकि देखो जैसे जैसे फ्यूडल स्ट्रक्चर होगा, किंग का टाइटल ऊंचा होता जाएगा. एक कहावत आपने सुनी होगी, रस्सी जलती रही ऐठन बढ़ता गया. तो वही यहां पर वही प्रोवर्ब यहां पर एप्लीकेबल है कि जैसे जैसे किंग के पोजीशन में डिक्लाइन होगा, उसके जो अंदर सबऑर्डिनेट किंग्स होंगे और फ्यूडल लॉर्ड्स होंगे, तो उसको अपने पोजीशन को डिस्टिंक्टिव बनाने के लिए, आप पल्लव किंग्स के बारे में तुम पोस्ट गुप्ता में सुनोगे, उन्होंने जो टाइटल लिया है, सो दैट वाज द क्वाइट हॉरिफिक. मतलब अग्निष्टोम वाजपेयी अश्वमेध यज्ञ, दिस वाज द टाइटल ऑफ पल्लवा किंग्स. सो ऑब्वियसली यू कैन से कि दिस वाज अ फीचर. अब king's claim for divinity, it was a common feature. Then you are coming to central administration. In central administration, you can say you come to know about the name of certain officers. In central administration, you know, you come to know about certain officers. For example, you can say Kumaramatya. Kumaramatya. During Maurya period, you have already heard the name Amatya or Mahamatra. Here you will find the highest officers Kumaramatya. Kumaramatya was the group of highest officers from where the important posts were being filled. By whom the important posts were and with whom the important posts were being filled. Kumaramatya was a group of highest officers, you know. Then you will hear the name Sandhi Vigrahaka. Sandhi Vigrahaka. Sandhi Vigrahaka, he was the external affair. He was an officer associated with external affair. जैसे कुमारामात्य जो सबसे सर्वोच्च अधिकारी है, उसका ग्रुप को बताते हैं. और जो संधि विग्रह का है वो एक्सटर्नल अफेयर से जुड़ा हुआ है. देन यू विल कम टू नो अबाउट वन ऑफिसर दैट इज कॉल्ड दंड नायका. दंड नायका एंड महादंड नायका. महादंड नायका. तो दंड नायका एंड महादंड नायका, यू नो. सो दे वेर जजेज, मतलब दे वेर एसोसिएटेड विद जुडिशियल वर्क. दंड नायका एंड महादंड नायका, इवन देयर नेम डिनोट्स कि दे वेर एसोसिएटेड विद जुडिशियल वर्क्स. देन कम्स अनदर नेम दैट इज कॉल्ड बलाधिकृत, बलाधिकृता and Mahabalaधिकृता. अब Baladhikrita and Mahabalaधिकृता, these are the names of the officers, and the Baladhikrita and Mahabalaधिकृता were associated with which work? So that was the military commander. These officers were military commanders. Then you come to know about another officer, that is Pratihara and Mahapratihara. Pratihara and Mahapratihara. Mahapratihara. So these officers were the palace guards. I mean, head of the palace guards, not palace guards. These were the head of the palace guards. And then you find Vinay Sthiti Asthapka. Vinay Sthiti अस्थापका. तो विनय स्थिति अस्थापका मीन्स दैट वाज एसोसिएटेड विथ रिलीजियस वर्क्स. ये धार्मिक कार्यों से जुड़ा हुआ था, विनय स्थिति स्थापका. So these were the certain names of officers. My students, if I am going to ask you one question, कि during Gupta period, you find the declining number of officers or growing number of officers? Declining number of officers or growing number of officers? If declining number 1, if growing number 2, be fast.
growing.
Once again I am repeating. My question is कि during Gupta period you can underline the declining number of officers or growing number of officers.
Growing.
Oh my students,
Which one we have?
you people are genius. Point 1 growing number of officers, 1 लिखा है या 2 लिखा है?
नहीं, 2 है growing.
देखो, actually you people are genius, but how can you make such a logic? It was surprising for me. Possibly you missed to understand my question, because genius like you cannot commit this sort of mistake, you know. Here, be mentally alert. My students, I have always give priority in social science. In social science, I am not simply talking in terms of history. In social science itself, understanding is a greater phenomena. If understanding is clear, about informations don't bother. मैं तो आज तक कभी informations के बारे में bother ही नहीं करता हूं. फिर भी मुझे इतना informations इसलिए याद रहता है क्योंकि मैं उसको link करके रखता हूं. And I just try to inculcate the same, you can say, tendency in you people. देखो, ये क्वेश्चन कभी गलत नहीं हो सकता. A, B, C. Vedic period, Maurya period, post-Maurya period, Gupta period, post-Gupta period, early medieval age. There are so many, you can say, features. Here, Buddha age. My students, just tell me one thing. If the number of officers is or are growing, does it denote centralization or decentralization or decline of centralization? मेरे प्रश्न का जवाब देना आप लोग. मेरा क्वेश्चन है कि अगर ऑफिसर्स का नंबर बढ़ रहा हो तो हम उसको सेंट्रलाइजेशन माने या डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन माने? If centralization 0.1, if decentralization 0.2, if the, once again, I am repeating my question. If number of officers is growing, does it denote centralization 0.1 or decentralization 0.2?
मैक्सिमम 1 है.
द नंबर ऑफ ऑफिसर्स ग्रोइंग, यही बोला है ना मैंने.
Yes.
द नंबर ऑफ ऑफिसर्स इज ग्रोइंग, इट मीन्स कि इट वॉज सेंट्रलाइजेशन और डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन. तो क्या लिखा है इन्होंने?
Centralization.
Centralization. अब tell me one thing, my students. From Maurya period to Gupta period. From once again, my second one question. Be mentally alert. From Maurya period, Ankur, even you have to be mentally alert because you are just at the very important site. You have to inform me. So even you have to be mentally alert. From Maurya period to Gupta period, you are just moving, you know. So from Maurya to Gupta period, is there centralization or decentralization? We are moving from Maurya period to Gupta period. So you are moving towards centralization or decentralization. Centralization 1, decentralization 2. Please type it quickly. डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन. अब कम टू द पॉइंट. तुमने खुद ही मुझे कहा, अब अपने जाल में आप खुद फंसोगे. आपने कहा अगर नंबर ऑफ ऑफिसर्स ग्रो कर रहा हो तो सेंट्रलाइजेशन होता है. इसका मतलब है कि अगर डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन हो रहा है तो नंबर ऑफ ऑफिसर्स कम होगा. तो मौर्य पीरियड से गुप्ता पीरियड में नंबर ऑफ ऑफिसर्स तो कम होगा. तो आपको प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन में रिप्लाई करना चाहिए था कि यस, ड्यूरिंग गुप्ता पीरियड इन कंपेरिजन टू मौर्य पीरियड द नंबर ऑफ ऑफिसर्स इज डिक्लाइनिंग. Likewise, from Gupta period to post-Gupta period, the number of officers had to decline because there was the growing feudalization. From Maurya period to Gupta period, in Gupta period there was the faint beginning of feudalization, faint beginning, just the beginning. But if feudalization had to start, it means that the intermediaries, they had to play the important role. And if intermediaries started to play the role, so the power of certain officers are being usurped by intermediaries. तो जो अधिकारी का पद होता है, पावर होता है, वो इंटरमीडिएरीज उसको यूजर्प कर लेते हैं. तो इसलिए क्या होता है? दिस इज द रीजन कि ऑफिसर्स का नंबर कम हो जाता है. दैट इज द पॉइंट. अब मुझे लगता है कि आप लोग क्लियर हो गए होंगे. एंड सो इन सेंट्रल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, आई हैव जस्ट टोल्ड यू, रिटर्न टू द पॉइंट अगेन. But in Gupta period in administration, you will observe two features. One feature is the post of officers became hereditary. If the post of officers becomes hereditary, it is giving a hint towards decline of centralization, because it means that the central government would not have the same control over the officers who are hereditary in nature, because after hereditary he becomes vested interest and started to acquire power. तो इसलिए हेरिडिटरी हुआ ऑफिसर का पोस्ट, माने वंशानुगत हो गया अधिकारी का पद. और दूसरा, वन ऑफिसर मोर देन वन पोस्ट. अब वन ऑफिसर मोर देन वन पोस्ट, अब एक ऑफिसर को एक से अधिक पोस्ट मिलने लगा. मीन्स कि वन ऑफिसर वाज एलोकेटेड मोर देन वन पोस्ट. अब हियर यू कैन फाइंड एन एग्जांपल. अब हरिसेना वाज अ कोर्ट स्कॉलर ऑफ समुद्रगुप्ता. ही वाज ग्रेसिंग द पोस्ट ऑफ संदीप विग्रहका, Mahadanyaka and Kumaramatya. Man, he was gracing the post of Kumaramatya, Sandeep Vigraka and Mahadanyaka all. So you can very well understand that gradually the post of the officers, and that was increasing. I am stopping the topic here because now I have to move towards provincial administration, then district administration, then village administration, and a comparative study of the administration of Maurya and Gupta. So I will continue. After finishing it, then I have to move towards economy tomorrow. After finishing it up to early medieval, then I have to move towards economy. So my students, today I am stopping here. I'll see you tomorrow, and you people have to make a revision. Economy and society, even society part has been sent in advance, na, Mr. Ankur?
Yes.
So I will see you. So I am stopping here. Thank you very much. I'll see you.